Kate, you didn't tell us how handsome Kurt is. I love your jean shorts.
Number 10. Oversized suits. We don't know what the heck happened to suits in the 1990s, but let's please never do that again. The 80s were filled with unicolored Miami Vice yachting suits and Wall Street power ones.
Hey, Glenn, I hear you're gonna have your bachelor party Friday night before the wedding. You gonna be all right with that? I mean, you might miss Miami Vice.
Somehow, those eventually gave way to people mixing jackets and ties with jeans and sneakers. But perhaps the worst trend to come out of the 90s were loose, oversized suits that shot past the hands, pooled around the ankles, and created boxy shoulders. These were mostly worn by young, hip men who favored comfort over traditional style. But styles are traditional for a reason.
And you're wearing a 44 when you should be wearing a 42 regular. Honestly, I don't know if I should help you or I should euthanize you.
Sure, maybe the wearers were comfortable, but they also looked like kids playing dress-up in their dad's closet. Number 9. Tube tops.
You don't have to go. I have something that'll fit you.
I put that tube top on as a joke.
The general idea of tube tops actually dates back to the 1950s. Following a brief hiatus in the 80s, they returned in full force throughout the 90s and early 2000s. You couldn't turn on the TV without seeing some celebrity rocking these tops, which are without both shoulders and sleeves. However, they failed for numerous reasons. Many parents didn't let their teenage daughters wear them, and there typically wasn't much other than tight elastic bands keeping them up.
What's sharking?
It's when you run up on a lady on the streets and pull a tube top down while your friend videotapes it. It's considered a crime here. Thanks a lot, Puritans.
This meant a high degree of risk, not to mention lots of fidgeting and adjusting. Tube tops haven't fully disappeared, but they aren't as popular anymore. Luckily, we all eventually realized that shoulder straps were not such a horrible idea after all.
I got a sexy new tube top that says "Come hither" and a can of pepper spray that says "Close enough, Jack."
Number 8. Jenko Jeans. Blue jeans, as we know them with rivets and all, have been around since the 1870s. It took us over 100 years to get Jenko, but there's a reason no one thought of doing it before. Street looks and comfort were very in throughout the 90s, and Jenko was one of the trend's big contributors.
After that, there was little color left in the world for young Jake. My earring, less gold. My Jenko jeans, less purple.
Are you sure you were becoming cool?
Yeah, why?
The company became known throughout the USA for its baggy, ultra-wide men's and boys' jeans. They started wide around the waist and only got wider, ending in ridiculous leg openings that swallowed feet and ankles.
These are just like the one Busy Bone wears in Bone Thugs and Harmony. Spot me $80 real quick?
To make matters worse, they also featured embroidery like flaming skulls and ferocious dogs. You know, cool things that stuck it to the man. Thankfully, this fad died as quickly as it came.
Those are supposed to be baggy pants. Baggy!
Ooh.
Number 7. Sweater vests. Sweaters are nice. Vests are nice. Sweater vests, however, are a fashion disaster.
Given that you're wearing a new sweater vest, you may have heard new sweater vest. And possibly, though far less likely, nice sweater vest.
They were worn throughout much of the 20th century and increased in popularity throughout the 70s. However, they were still very much around by the 90s. These vests are often sleeveless, feature a V-neck neckline, and flaunt either an argyle or striped pattern.
Say things like that, it makes me want to rip that sweater vest right off.
They are typically found on golf courses and cricket pitches, or on the torso of college football coach Jim Tressel. If someone is primarily known by the clothing they wear, that typically means that said clothing isn't often seen. Usually there's a good reason for that. Sweater vests have since started popping up again, because apparently we never learn.
Well, then it's official. The sweater vest is literally good for nothing.
Number 6. Sagging jeans.
Pants on the ground, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground with the gold in your mouth.
Seriously, what the heck happened in the 90s? We suddenly decided to do away with the classics and started doing our own thing, which included revamping the jean. Not only were they now wide and emblazoned, but they were also sagging. Sagging jeans are exactly what they sound like. They sit well below the wearer's waist and reveal most of the underwear.
We're just a couple of pimps, no hoes.
Sir, you gotta leave.
Okay.
You gotta leave now. We're gonna call the cops.
There's bonus fashion points up for grabs if there's a belt around the butt. This style became prominent in the 90s thanks in part to hip-hop culture, creating a generation of young nonconformists who didn't adhere to grandpa's style. No, we flaunted our underwear and we were proud of it. Why, you ask? We're not sure anybody knows.
And you have young patients coming in with complaints that their feet are going numb, their legs are hurting, and really the quick fix is to pull up your pants and or relax the belt.
Number 5, platform shoes. You can thank Vivienne Westwood and the Spice Girls for this one. Platform shoes were popular into the 1980s, but like all fads, they eventually fizzled away and faded from the public consciousness.
Your fish are dead.
Yeah, I know. I can't get them out of there.
In came Vivienne Westwood, whose super elevated ghillie shoes probably inspired the Spice Girls to wear their famous buffaloes. And because the Spice Girls were arguably the biggest girl group on the planet, platform shoes spread through the mainstream. But once again, people realized that they were both impractical and uncomfortable. Though we'll never get tired of listening to the Spice Girls, we can't say we ever want our feet reuniting with these shoes.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Number 4, neon windbreakers. Nothing screams 1990s quite like neon windbreakers. They were a cornerstone of the decade's fashion. And granted, they do have the power to elicit a strong sense of nostalgia. But we'd say our memories are where they should stay.
I mean, we can't really change who we are anyway, right?
Wish you'd told me that before I threw away my windbreaker.
The windbreakers featured sharp patterns and bright colors like blue, pink, and yellow. They were often quite wrinkled as well, even if they were fresh off the shelf. The bright colors and the accompanying swishing noise meant that you were never ignored on the street.
In fact, I'm so cool, I'm gonna go pick up myself one of those polyester-style jackets. What do you call them? They're kind of slippery, they swish. Windbreaker, that's the word.
You don't typically see windbreakers all over the place anymore, let alone such bright ones. They have long been left behind in the fashion culture. A dusty relic of a simpler time when everyone embraced blinding gaudiness.
I forgot my windbreaker, it's chilly.
Number 3, jorts. There are many types of classic shorts, but jorts are certainly not one of them.
Kate, you didn't tell us how handsome Kurt is. I love your jean shorts.
Babe.
These aren't quite Daisy Dukes. They don't have the same sensual allure, and they're often much longer.
How come you have that awesome fray on your shorts?
Well,
I remember that.
Haha. That, sir, is because you purchased blue jean shorts, whereas I purchased blue jeans and cut them.
No, these are ridiculous pants-shorts hybrids that don't really know what they want to be. A portmanteau of jeans and shorts, jorts are typically jeans that stop at the knee. But for what purpose? Why not either be an actual pair of jeans or denim cutoffs? Why stop at the knee and be some bizarre and ugly combination of the two? Truly, we don't know what anybody was thinking wearing jorts.
Jean Shorts Weekly?
Ooh, an interview with Andre Agassi.
Yes, please.
Number 2, tinted sunglasses. Throughout the 90s, we collectively decided that classic black and brown sunglasses were out. We wanted to be different and colorful, so we added a pair of tinted sunglasses to go with our blinding windbreakers.
My fashion sense may cause envy, but I have a lot to offer.
They came in all sorts of colors, so everyone could find a hue they liked.
All the colors of rainbow from mauve to blue.
Now, tinted sunglasses can definitely work, provided the color is nice and it matches the outfit. But this was the 90s, so we didn't care about concepts like matching.
Carlton, what the hell are you wearing?
Yo, this?
Carlton, you look like a pirate.
As a result, these sunglasses typically veered from stylish into garish and unattractive. Even Justin Timberlake couldn't pull them off. And that man pulls off everything. Number 1, Lowrise Jeans.
Oh my God, Peter, what the hell are you wearing?
Jeans.
Nothing screams the late 90s quite like low-rise pants. The popularity of these jeans is often attributed to fashion designer Alexander McQueen, but the newfangled fashion eventually trickled down and percolated throughout mainstream society. Suddenly everyone, including A-list celebrities, was wearing them.
Nice jeans, Boyle. Those are surprisingly low-waisted.
Eyes up here, Gina. I'm more than just a piece of ass.
As the name implies, these jeans sit below the waist and are often worn in combination with crop tops, which in turn exposes the entire midriff.
I can't take it anymore. How could you walk around like that every day?
Every day, every day.
This is a look that defined the late 1990s and early aughts. Yet like most new fashions, we eventually moved on, and midriffs were once again covered up. there have been signs that these oft-maligned garments may be making a widespread comeback. Here's hoping their resurgence fails and they stay in the past where they belong. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.